Ketchup and mustard, ketchup and mustard. Right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday morning. God bless everybody in Jesus' name, in the name of Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are ultra blessed in many ways as Bitcoin is pumping, baby. Man, I'm feeling that euphoria today, guys. I'm feeling it today. I can't stop smiling. I can't stop laughing. I can't stop drinking coffee. Hey, what? Oh, man. I've been up all night looking at the chart in this tiny little consolidation that we've been seeing here. You know, basically this little, like, I don't even know what to call this kind of pattern, but I've been waiting for the big move all night. Eyes peeled to the screen like this, waiting for the big blue candle to pump, and each candle that prints, I'm just waiting, and it hasn't happened yet, but I can feel it in my bones, because we're seeing some big major things printing on the chart, some big resistances being flipped into support right now, and as you can see, we are still in the juicy long trade from the setup given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord from last Monday's live stream, this Monday's live stream. Setup given, let everyone know when I'm long, and now we are in the juiciest of profits. You can see right here, up $10,500 of unrealized. Of course, we've hit our TP1 already, but we are breaking out, as you can see, we are breaking out like some high schooler's face of this yellow trend line, man, and it is feeling good today. It is feeling good today as we are breaking this trend line, because we're coming to the area where if we come above, we could see rocket ship mode. Now, I'm coming out the gate bullish today, baby, but we're going to do some analysis, because here's the thing. When you wake up early in the morning and you're drinking coffee, and you're drinking coffee, and you're drinking coffee, and you're drinking all this coffee, okay? And you haven't had a chance to think yet, it's easy to make the wrong decisions when you've been up all night looking at the chart. But I'll tell you this, okay? What we need to do is settle down. Settle down, Jay. Relax. You don't want them to put you back into the institution, do you? Take it easy, man. What we're going to do today is we're going to be looking at the charts objectively. Because we're not degens, no. We're sophisticated day traders. Yes, yes, those degen gamblers are not like us, sophisticated day traders. Indeed, when we drink our coffee, we do it with our pinky out. That's the way we drink our coffee. So we're going to be doing it, all right? Now, shout out to everybody in the chat, okay? If we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we'll be giving away $1,000. All right, also, we got to give a major shout out to WEEX. This exchange that I'm trading on right now is the best when it comes to fees. All right, talk about degens. You guys want low fees? This is the place to go. Also, we got to give a major shout to BLOFIN, offering 20% cash back. You deposit $1,000, you get 200 back. Plus, they have discounted fees, not as low as WEEX, but they're still discounted, and it's a good platform. Also, got to give a major shout out to ANTARCTIC exchange, the decentralized exchange with the lowest fees, period. If you use my link, you get 0% limit order, 0.01% market order. It's actually a wonderful thing. We also have to give a major shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where after this live stream, we will be going live over there, giving more juicy setups like the one we gave on Monday, which you currently see right here. We're going to be looking for our next big opportunity. All right? Our next big opportunity over at the VIP live stream at jasoncaspertrading.com. Click the link to join the Discord. We also got to shout out everybody in the chat right now. Thank you guys for being here. 600 people. Let's see if we can't smash the likes up to 600. Shout out to a beer. Shout out to Sumer. He says he looks like a jacked Stanley Tucci with that hat. Don't know who that is, man. But thanks. I'll take it. Shout out to Amon T. Shout out to HFG. God bless you, my bro. Shout out to Neo Mind. Just signed up on WEEX. That's what's up. Make sure to use the link in the description, guys, if you want the super low fees. All right? Because they're giving the deal to my people. Same with Antarctic and all that stuff, guys. If you want the discounted fees, you got to use the links in the description of the video. All right? Is the bottom in? there's a pretty good chance now that we could say the bottom is in locally. All right. 1 minute money flow in the sky. Shout out to Eddie. He says, today my hat looks extra goofy. You know, it does feel a little bit tight. It does feel a little bit tight around the head. All right, let's, should we go hair? Should we go hair? You can tell I've been up all night looking at the charts. Look at this hair. Oh my goodness. Let's try it. There we go. All right, we want it backwards a little bit to the side so that when you're walking down the street in your bulletproof vest, everyone looks and says, what a douchebag. All right, that's the look we're going for. All right, shout out to Spaghetti Regretti. Shout out to Pro Bitcoin. Shout out to Awesome Wake Eye. Jason in the garage. Yeah, of course, man. Of course we're in the garage. Shout out to Brennan. This will reject at the 786. We're going to talk about that, Brennan. We are going to talk about that. You see uneven things. Shout out to Hine. What's going on, my man? Shout out to Ayush, who says, what? The fridge? Shout out to Tina D. Shout out to Steve O'Charts, who says, wow. Bullish on the hair. Shout out to Ajumawi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Georgia Vol. I need a hat to cover the mop on my head. That's some 90s Sesame Street State Trooper 9000 haircut. That's how I roll, man. All right? That's how I roll. Okay. Man, oh man. So let's just superficially look at the chart. Bitcoin right now, ever since we came down to this level here, this was a pretty key zone of support. It was a pretty key zone of support. And when we came down to this area, we were watching for longs. In fact, in the Casper crew, we had given this area here as a long setup, okay? This was a confluence of many things. It's an area where we have the highest volume node right around here throughout the entirety of the last 8 months of trading. We have the local Fibonacci golden pocket from the low to the high. You can see the 618 and the 786 popping in right there. And also, we just have the fake out of $100,000, a key psychological level. All right. When we came down to this area, we saw something very interesting on the chart. All right. We saw something very interesting on the chart. And I do think we need to pay attention to it because it is something that, well, it made me bullish on Monday. I was looking for longs. Go watch my stream for Monday. I was looking for longs. I even said publicly I'm looking for the back test of $100,000, which is why, you know, that setup that we gave on Monday during the VIP just dipped below $100,000 into that golden pocket. When I saw we were getting a bounce from the level, I had to go for it. I had to go for it because I recognize that if we're going to see another big pump, this is the area where it's going to happen from. When we look at our daily time frame on Bitcoin, make sure to smash the likes. We got 700 viewers. And we only have 1 like. All right, we're going to start on our daily TF. When we look at our daily time frame here, as we came to the bottom of this back in April, a very key support, as the price came to a very key support, we saw a very bullish continuation pattern on the daily. Big momentum wave on the left, skinny momentum wave on the right. Big, fat, juicy on the left, skinny on the right, real skinny. Like that waitress at the diner who talks like this with the Brooklyn accent. She's real skinny, she's smoking cigarettes inside. All right, her name's Dolores. Hey, Dolores, get over here, because Jason Casper needs another cup of coffee. He's drank through all his coffee already, all night staying up. He pulled an all-nighter. I don't know how he has the energy to even stand up right now, but somehow he manages. All right, that's called a bullish divergence. When you have the bullish divergence at a key support, and remember, this is not just any support, guys. All right, this ain't just any old support. This is the bull market trend line support. All right, you guys see this? You see it? Can you see it? Because I see it. All right, it's the bull market trend line support, and every time we get the bullish dip on this trend line, it leads to a breakout of the range and we make a higher high. Okay, now we saw some very concerning, and we're still printing some very bearish signs at this high here. But what was our hope? What did we want to see? Because remember, I was concerned, even though I took the long trade, I was concerned saying this signal, it's very bearish right now, but if we want to hang on to bullish hope and not see a summer dump, what needs to happen? Well, the first thing that needed to happen was we needed to come back inside of the range. All right, so we have our sideways range here. We needed to come back inside of the fair value zone. So we came back inside 102.3, the fair value zone, and we say once we do this, probabilities are highest, we make our way up to 107, which is the top of this local fair value zone. Okay, so we are currently right now at the gates, all right, where if we actually come through this area, we are going to rocket ship to a new all-time high. Now, in addition to that, we also wanted to see this green dot confirm on the daily time frame on Market Cipher B. Why? Because when you have the uneven butt cheek pattern at a key support, that initiates the first move up. Then when you get your retracement, that next big oversold wave typically gives you the next push after the retracement. So what's happened here is we've gotten our first big move since April. We've come to resistance. We've got a retracement. We've come to support. And we're getting a bounce with a continuation pattern, right? And it's not the uneven butt cheek pattern this time. It's the mirror mode uneven butt cheek pattern, all right? You can see we've got the skitty butt cheek on the left, the big one on the right. You know, it's a party. You're partying, girl. You got your drink in your hand. You're dancing. You're having a good time. You're starting to think to yourself, you know what? I'm getting a little bit tired. Should I go back home or should I stay partying? You don't know, but then you look in the mirror and you see yourself having a good time. You're like, YOLO. Look, am I ever going to have the opportunity to have this experience again? I think I'm going to continue a little bit. So we get the continuation pattern. The party continues, baby. All right. That's what we're looking at right now. That's what we're looking at right now. Of course, here's the thing, guys. I'd say, like someone even in the chat even said, okay, this zone here is the ultimate resistance right now because we are forming this, all right? We've got this trend line here. We've got this channel. This is a pretty clearly defined channel right here, okay? So one of two things is going to happen here. Either the top of the whole bull market is in because of that weekly divergence, or at least for the summer, we're going to see dumpage, and this is our high for the next few months. And we reject from this box, and we come all the way back down probably to the high 80s. But the bullish scenario is that we hold above 107,000. All right, if we put a range here in this box, we hold above 107,000, we are going to shoot to new all-time highs. Why? Why do I say this? Because it just is all based on the fair value of the asset and the volume profiles. You can see here that once we came back inside $88,000, we rocket ship up to the fair value zone at 107, just like how right now, locally, we can see this pattern happening all over the place, guys. All right, we take our local range. Once we came back inside of this, we pretty much rocket ship back up to the top. This is just how these fair value zones work. Once you come inside a fair value zone, if you can hold above this level, it's very bullish. Look at what happened. We came above, but we couldn't hold above, and so we dropped below, right? We continue to make lower lows and lower highs. But we could look at this whole entire structure as a big move, a breakout, a retest, and then something like this, right? Like if we're on the higher time frames, as day traders, we're staying up all night on the 1 minute time frame, drinking 7-8 cups of coffee, waiting for the big move. But if we just zoom out at this, we could say, oh wow, look, a nice bottom, bullish divergence, our first leg up, our first retracement, forming a bull flag, back testing key resistance now as support. All right, the market's showing us indeed we want to keep prices above 107. Continuation pattern on Market Cipher. Then we shoot for new all-time highs. All right. Also, this would look to be something known as a introverted head and shoulders pattern. What is an introverted head and shoulders pattern? Well, an introvert is somebody who's shy, right? He stays to himself. You know, back in high school, I myself was an introvert. You know, long hair, neck beard, acne, fat, low self-esteem. Couldn't talk to girls because I was too shy, couldn't look them in the eye. No one paid attention to me. No one invited me to a party, right? But I was working hard, all right? I was working hard. McDonald's, baby. Putting all the money that I earned at my little job back in high school into Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Now, all of a sudden, I'm breaking out. And that shy little introvert, now all those girls that wouldn't talk to me in high school, now they're hitting me up on Facebook. Hey, Jay, you remember me? You know, I'm that girl that broke your heart. You know, you had a crush on, but you were too nerdy. Now everyone's paying attention to the introvert. Now, people are coming to the YouTube chat saying, is it too late to long? I got those girls hitting me up. Jason, is it too late to long? Can our relationship finally long now? And I have to tell them the truth. Guys, once we're hitting new all-time highs, this is probably going to be the bull market top, all right? It is probably going to be the bull market top. The next big breakout is, I'd say, definitely going to be the bull market top, all right? So you got to let them down and say, look, you had your chance back in school. You should have bought low and sold high, all right? That's what I tell all the ladies, all right? Look, you guys should have bought Jason Casper when he was cheap, all right? Now, he's out of your league, baby. He's on the treadmill sweating it up, drinking 7 cups of coffee, staying up all night. All right? You should have bought me when I was cheap. All right? Now, you're not good enough to have me when I'm like this. All right? You know what I'm saying? If you can't handle me like this, you don't deserve me when I'm like this. All right? Or like this. Staying up all night drinking that coffee, man. From my Market Cipher mug. Actually, speaking of Market Cipher, if I'm not mistaken, I think, do I have a discount code? Yeah. Shout out to CryptoFace, man. CryptoFace just hit me up with a new code. Actually, I hit him up. Guys, if you want to get Market Cipher on the cheap, all right, this is the code. Billy, 30% off for the next 30 days. Expires August 1st, all right? Shout out to CryptoFace with the fresh discount code. If you're trying to get Market Cipher so you can drink your coffee from the Market Cipher mug, check out the code right here, all right, as the Bitcoin price is holding above this trend line. Now, look, the trend line I've drawn here, locally, see, so we know our more macro resistances right now, but even locally, I think we're setting ourselves up for a pump. Another pump. I really think we're setting ourselves up for another pump right now, and I'll tell you why. You know, we've done the macro. Make sure to like the stream. Man, shout out to Flop and Groper. Yo, Flop and Groper in the house. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Flop and Groper, I don't even know how to describe him. One of the most underrated gems of a YouTube channel in the world, all right? I mean this 100%. If you're not following Flop and Groper, you're missing out, all right? You are missing out. What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say now? Oh, right. I think we're setting ourselves up for a pump here. Because look at this, all right? Not only did we confirm the continuation pattern on the daily, but we have ourselves the perfect storm for a continuation of a short squeeze. Look at this. We have this wick here from the 16th of June. We have this high here from the 10th of June. And of course, we have our all-time high from the 22nd of May. And these are stop losses, all right? Basically, what that means, guys, is when we start reclaiming 107, yes, we have our resistance, all right? Yes, we have our resistance, but we have liquidity here for the market makers to grab, all right? Come on. What's the market maker gonna do? All right, that's my Tino impression. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, happy days. What's the market maker gonna do? Recover the vectors? We're gonna recover the vector candles? Do we have any vectors to recover? Actually, let's see. Do we? It doesn't look like we do, to be honest with you. I don't even need to turn on the indicator. It doesn't look like we have any vectors. But we definitely have stop losses here. And what happens is, as the price pumps, people get stopped out. And when they get stopped out, it causes more of a pump, which causes more people to stop out, which causes more pump, which causes more people to stop out. And then we enter into the euphoria stage and people start buying the top. We start pumping. You know what I'm saying? We start, it's important. Once this start happening, you better long no matter what. You're driving, who cares? All right, you're trading and driving. You see the chart? Look at that big blue candle pumping. Cops chasing you? Don't worry about it, man. Look, here's the thing. The cops chasing you, wife and kids in the car. Who cares? What's more important, your life? Or leverage trading? Come on, let's be serious here. All right, you're driving and trading. The cop pulls you over. Guess what? He says, Jason, I'm going to have to charge you a manslaughter. Trading and driving. You could bribe the cop. Be like, look, officer. Look, I'll tell you, look, officer. Look, this is where you get the officer to sign up with your link on Bybit. Officer, look, you sign up with my link on Bybit, over on Bybit, man. Look, I'll teach you how to take a trade just like this, man. All right, sign up to my Casper Crew VIP Discord. Now the cop's trying to get you to pay a ticket. Now you're getting him to pay you. Take my course, officer. Right? And plus, you could pay him off with the profits. All right. Now I want to take a look at the order flow here. By the way, this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice, I promise. Okay? Let's take a look at order flow, but before we do, let's look at the 4-hour market Cipher B. Okay, so, you know, when we came down to this bottom as well, guys, we have to be honest and say market Cipher B on the 4-hour was giving us the bullish divergence, the money flow getting higher as the price getting lower. Our 12, let's go to the 1 hour. Same deal, bullish divs on the 1 hour, local bullish div here. Local bullish div, swing failures, all that, chickens drinking water. It looks like a nice bottom. I think we can break out. Even I'll be honest too. Like even this pattern here, this thing here, looks bullish to me. Okay, I don't know what this thing is called. The banana pattern, but it does look kind of bullish to me in general. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never run statistics on this pattern, but it looks bullish. Like yesterday, we had so many opportunities to like reject here, but we didn't. It looks like we want one big push to get us through that next area. All right, now let's take a look at the order flow. All right, we're going to take a look at XO charts here. Actually, you know what? Forget XO charts. Screw XO charts. I hate XO charts now. There's so much missing data here in this wick. I don't even know how to use it anymore. We're going to go to coinalize.net, all right? We can go to Coinalize, the free tool, Coinalize. Coinalize. Hang on, I got to do it. It's hard to type. Coinalize. It's hard to type on a treadmill, you know? Here we go. Bybit. Yeah, we want to go to Bybit. All right, here we go. I know you guys can't see it. Hang in there. Just hang in there. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Yeah! Here we go. Here we go. All right, look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, so this is the order flow. So here's the deal. This entire thing here has been a short squeeze so far. All right, this entire move up has been a short squeeze thus far. It's quite interesting to see, actually. It's been a pretty big short squeeze. So we saw a lot of shorts opening up here. I think there's a lot of liquidity we could still grab. This so far has been a short squeeze, so we haven't actually seen like big money coming in here. Not on Bybit. I'm looking at the Bybit order flow because this is the one I trust. Okay, this is the one I trust. So it's been short squeeze so far. There's still more shorts to squeeze here. We break through this, man. This is the mamacita of all resistance, right? But sadly, you know, I was hoping we would see some kind of like bullish divergences here. We're not really seeing any bullish divergences here. The order flows, the open interest is coming down. This has been a short squeeze. This is a very interesting pattern. this means like a big order could really push the price up. We get someone buying here. We get some real buyers stepping in. And it's almost like we got a fresh-ish slate here after all the, pretty much all these decrease of open interest. Am I making sense? Look, it's hard to make sense, guys. You know, I really don't know anything that I'm talking about. I'm just pretending for YouTube so I can sell my courses. And speaking of selling the courses, make sure to check out the free course on my YouTube channel, all right? It's 100% free, free 99, baby. Check it out. Your instructor, yours truly, coming in with the 1980s hairdo. If you want to learn how to be a confident, profitable trader, check out the course, all right? This will lay the foundation for you to become a successful trader that's not blowing account after account. That's actually able to, in the beginning, maintain an account and then become profitable over time. This will lay the foundation. I am confident in this free course, 18 sessions, and probably a few more coming in the future, that if you actually take this information and apply it, this will lay the foundation for everything else you learn in the future about trading. When it comes to, most importantly, risk and money management, trading psychology, and then the basics of analysis and when exactly to enter a trade, how and when to enter a trade. Check out this session right here, how and when to enter a trade, nail your perfect entries, all right? This will give you a system to build upon. And honestly, this stuff here is pretty much my system totally. Like, I don't have any other, I might have a few other things I use here, other than what I tell you about in this. But definitely check this out, all right? Definitely check it out. All right. And the Bitcoin is holding here. And we're going to see what happens, guys. Today is a Wednesday. Wednesday, we can expect big volatility. We've got over 1,000 people in the house, 300 likes. Let's smash up the likes. Shout out to Splashbar Films, shilling the free course. Joe Biden purchased all the Ethereum. Is that true? Bearish divs on the 15-minute. Why ETH don't pump? We gotta let Bitcoin pump first, all right? Preparing for war. Always prepared. He says there honestly hasn't been any serious selling either. That's true. We haven't seen shorts being absorbed at all. So, if big short orders come in, we could dump as well. So look, here's the deal, guys. I'll be totally real with you. If you are on the sidelines right now, the only potential trade that I am personally looking for right now is a short trade. Okay, I'm bullish, but I'm long, $200,000 worth of Bitcoin longs. And I've already taken profits on them. All right, so you got to understand, I'm bullish. I'm looking for higher on the positions that I already took on Monday, all right, from the setup given in advance. I was only looking to hit 104,000. Now we're just seeing, okay, how high can we go? You know, we're breaking out of here. I was thinking we would just come up to the top of this little trend line. But here we go. We keep pumping, and things are looking nice on the chart, so I'm hoping for more. I've already taken profit one, okay? But here's the thing. This is definitely not a time, I got to give this word of caution, to enter a new long as a trader, all right? Because what do we have here? We're longing into potentially a major resistance that could give us a move all the way back down to the high 80s, just based on this local market structure. The fact that we made a high, we made a low, we made a lower high, we made a lower low. This is where that lower high could come in that really dumps us down. So, please, if you're going to long here, you got to think to yourself also, if you're longing into this resistance, your stop loss is going to have to go like down below 100K. All right, that's like a 7-8% stop loss. And even if we come up to $120,000, that is not worth it based on the risk to reward, right? So I just want to give that disclaimer because I forget that not everybody here has taken the free course and understands exactly what trading is. All right, just because you're bullish doesn't mean you should long, and just because you're bearish doesn't mean you should short. Right? That's not how you trade. Just because you expect price to go up doesn't mean you should long. That's not how you trade. All right, you do that over time, you're going to get wrecked. For most people, all right, there's some outliers out there. All right, like Crypto Face. Look, you're not Crypto Face. I'm not Crypto Face. All right, most people don't have that good market intuition. All right, trust me. Like 99% of people don't have that kind of intuition. And if you're wondering if you have that intuition, that means you're not. It means you don't have it. All right, you either know or you don't. So look, you're longing into this resistance here. The risk to reward ain't great. All right, we gotta wait for some kind of other entry. So we're going to be talking about our entries in the Casper Crew New York Open VIP live stream, like the one we gave on a Monday, you know, where I longed it. I took the long, I was literally in the ocean, guys, when I took this trade. That's why it looks like this, because my fingers were wet. I'm trying to type, I'm long, and my fingers are wet. You know, I'm with my kids in the ocean, this like little tide pool thing. I'm in there, you know, with the phone, of course, paying attention to the kids, right? But yeah. We're going to be going over our next low time frame entries coming up here in about 20 minutes. So let's take a look at some other things here. You know, this is where we know we're at resistance. We know it's an important resistance, but things are looking nice, like we could have continued upside. And let's see, guys. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers. If we can get the likes up to the watchers in the next 5 minutes, I'll give away $1,000. How about that? All right, we'll set our timer here. 5 minutes with the good old-fashioned iPhone, whatever version. I don't even know what version this is anymore. I'll be honest, I don't even know what kind of iPhone I have. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. Let's take a look at ETH here. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Man, look at ETH here. Okay, so let's just do some objective TA and ETH. So ETH, I'll tell you this, all right? The one scenario that one of these scenarios that we were looking at for ETH was simply this. You know, a liquidity grab and a fake out of 2,300 to backtest 2,000. We pretty much backtested 2,000. At least we came down to this support resistance flip, essentially to the dollar. And then we have a strong bullish engulfing candle on the daily here. That means to me is, guys, this does look nice. This does look nice. We also have the confirmed green dot. The 2-day on ETH is looking pretty nice. But right now, we haven't seen a sign of strength like we did on Bitcoin, in the sense that we're unable to come back inside the fair value zone. So Bitcoin immediately closed inside the fair value zone. We need to close on ETH above 2451.40 on Bybit inverse perpetual in order to see that big sign of strength. And if we do, well, this actually looks pretty nice, because we have ourselves a consolidation where we formed a sideways range. We did a liquidity grab of the highs, and we did a liquidity grab of the lows, and now we're starting to see momentum bottoming out on these higher term time frames, which means we probably could break out of this and make a higher high. And if we make a higher high, that means we are coming inside of the value area low of this big range here, which means the probabilities are highest we get sucked up to $4,000. Now this could come about in the following way. We actually do see Bitcoin break out, make a new all-time high. Remember, guys, Bitcoin right now is at massive resistance, very important resistance. Things are looking bullish, but we got to be cautious. I want to make that very clear. All right. Now let me be clear. I sound like Joe Biden. Now let me be clear. Now, you know, Joe Biden, he hates when crypto pumps, right? He hates it because he doesn't even know what Bitcoin is, according to Trump, right? In fact, Biden's blaming this whole pump on Trump.
Now, let me be clear. I've been dead since 2019, and every time you've seen me on TV, it's either been a deep fake or a body double. But the science is settled. This is all Trump's fault.
You know? But look, if we reclaim 2,700, if Bitcoin gets a big old pumperoonie to a new all-time high, okay, and then we see ETH reclaim 2,700, I'd say ETH is going for it. I'd say ETH is going for it. And in general, I do think ETH is a very nice looking chart. I know a lot of people think this is a bearish looking chart, but I have to think this is a nice looking chart. The reason why I have to think that is because of the fact that I think ETH right now is a very undervalued asset, and we have never seen Bitcoin at new all-time highs coming back down into the bear market price area, right? So to me, this looks like a really powerful bounce bottom from the bear market prices. And now we could expect to see more upside here, right? We've got a little retrace. Then we actually did bounce really nicely from the support resistance flip here. Like really nicely back testing $2,000. Like you see how we had this level going all the way back basically to, I mean, we could take this all the way back literally to 2021. So we dip into bear market price, breakout, back test 2000, key support going all the way back to 2021. And once we now reclaim the range value area, which is 2,700, then yeah, I don't see why we can't pump. And then the fib targets, 5,500, 8,500. Of course, this has to happen perfectly right now. We're running out of time in the 4-year cycle. This is the last few months of the bull market, in my opinion. Let's see, did we get 1,000 likes in 5 minutes for the $1,000 giveaway? Let's try it again. We didn't get the likes. Let's try it again for a $500 giveaway. Ethereum is a cursed asset. Look, I don't think so. All right. I don't think it's a cursed asset. I think people just need to be a little bit more patient here. All right. Patience pays off. Patience pays off. Patience pays off. I really don't think ETH is a cursed asset. All right. I mean, if anything, maybe ETH isn't a giant bull pennant, right? Maybe ETH isn't a giant bull pennant. Look at the 2-month. Look at the monthly green dot. 5 days left to confirm this signal. Man, this is a very interesting time, guys. We have not really seen anything like this at all in crypto history, where Bitcoin's at new all-time highs, ETH is at bear market prices with oversold monthly momentum. That's insane. This is either the best and most obvious buy in the world, or the whole crypto industry is about to collapse, is what I think, honestly. Because if this doesn't give us a big pump, I mean, I understand the yellow oscillator doesn't look the best here in the moment, but I have to, just in my gut, this is not technical analysis, this is gut analysis. Could be the food I ate last night, all right? But when you see a signal like this, below the zero line, green dot, monthly time frame, while Bitcoin is in a bull market, potentially heading towards another big pump blow off top, this, to me, is like, if I don't feel bullish about this, I could see myself in the future regretting it, saying, Jason, you idiot, how could you be bearish when we're literally confirming a monthly green dot below the zero line during a bull market? How could you possibly be bearish about that? I'd rather be wrong about my bullishness for this signal than let my emotion get in the way and say, you know, ETH is not going anywhere, and then it just rips. You know, that's my mindset when it comes to it. Plus, look, full disclosure, I hold a lot of ETH. All right, I hold a lot of Ethereum. It's the second largest market cap in the crypto space. All right, we're not talking about like some little coin from like 2 market cycles ago that nobody's remembering. We're talking about ETH, guys. It's the number 2 coin. All right, it's the number 2 coin. And I still think Sol and Cardano and Ethereum, eventually one of them will probably win out and be the big one. But for now, I'd say they're all in the same. You know, people are still speculating on all 3, saying, you know, one of these is going to be the big one, and they're all going to pump together. Together. How do I feel about the weekly time frame on ETH or on Bitcoin? On ETH, I'd say this is a pretty ambiguous here. This is pretty ambiguous. It looks to me like I could see, you know, just that, or even that. This looks like the consolidation is, we're in consolidation mode here for sure. Weekly Bitcoin, you know, I've talked about this on my stream that I did on the Monday, the confirmation of the bearish divergence. So if anyone doesn't know, for Bitcoin, this signal here, this bearish divergence on the weekly, with the money flow and the momentum, last time we printed this, it was the top of the bull market. All right, that was the ultimate top signal that took us from $69K to $15,000. All right, so this is very bearish. Objectively speaking, this is a very bearish signal right now. But what we're doing is we're taking a step at a time. We're looking at the lower time frames, and there were some criterion that I was looking for. And so far, we're doing the things we want to see to play a game of just kidding. All right, we've confirmed the red dot, but the money flow is still getting thicker. Lower time frames are giving us bullish divergences here at key support. And so I'd say there's a pretty good shot now that we play the game of just kidding, and we get that one last big pump and then the div. All right, it's not 100%, but it's looking like it could happen. And again, I'm not longing off of this. Again, I'm taking trades on low time frame setups. Okay. But this is looking like we could get a pump now. But I'm open to both scenarios. You guys got to remember too, okay? We're coming up to the major resistance where all this stuff could all this bullish stuff could reverse on us, okay? But look, if you're in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, you're short from the top, and you're long from the bottom, like. Right? So for us now, we're just kind of having secured our profits. We're just kind of now waiting to see which one plays out. But I admit that there is a potential of big dumpage, right? But the setup given in advance, took the trade, now we're in it. And the short trade also given in advance from that top, and I'm currently also still in the short trade. So, look, you cannot, what am I going to say? You got to take the trades as they come, right? You've got to take the trades as they come, secure your take profit one, and then we can look at the chart now and say things look like we could get more to the upside, and then draw your lines in the sand and say, okay, it looks like we can get more upside, but this is key resistance, so I'm going to be looking for another short from this area. Even though I'm long, I'm going to look for a short from this area. Okay? Because we've already made money on the long. We've already made money on the short. Now we go on to the next trade. That's how you got to do it. All right? I know it sounds crazy, but check out the free course. If you want to learn more about trading like that, check out the free course. How to manage open trades. All right? It'll totally change your perspective on these charts. How to manage open trades. Let's see. How to manage open trades, part 16 of the course. All right, check it out. All right. Did we get 1,000 likes to do our $500 giveaway? Ah, oh, come on, guys, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Guys, make sure to check out WEEX for the lowest fees in the game. All right, make sure to check out BLOFIN for 20% cash back. Discounted fees. Make sure to check out ANTARCTIC. All the links in the description. ANTARCTIC is going to change the world of trading, honestly. Check it out. You don't want to miss ANTARCTIC. Also, if you want to join the Casper Crew, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. And it looks like Bitcoin's trying to get a little bit of a pump here on the 1 minute. Look at that. We got a big old 1 minute candle here. Wow. Wow, BTC. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Look at this. Getting a little bit of a pump here. Getting a little bit of a pump. You know what? I think we might have to sing the pump song. Oh, wait a second. Because I saw it right here. Here's the pump song. I think we might have to sing the pump song. guaranteed to pump the price every single time. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. Alright? But this is the pump song. I don't have my plunger. So I'm gonna have to use this coffee cup as the mic. Yo, yo, check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Here we go, baby. We're about to pump. Alright. Looks like it's already working. Let's pump. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go, baby. Yo. We gonna dump? No, we're gonna pump. Let's do it. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I know we're getting a red candle. It's just the market makers messing with us. Here we go, baby. We're gonna dump, no, we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no, we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no, we're gonna pop. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump. We're gonna dump. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna dump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Well, remember, sometimes it has a delayed effect, guys. We can't lose sight. We can't take our eyes off the prize, baby. Alright? We cannot take our eyes off of the prize. Whoa. Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss! Here we go, baby. We got this. We're about to pump it up. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. Pump the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yo. Yeah! We're pumping Bitcoin, baby! Yeah! We're pumping Bitcoin, baby! Yeah! We're pumping Bitcoin! Yo! We're pumping Bitcoin! Yeah, we're gonna dump! Yeah, we're gonna pump! Yeah, we're gonna dump! Yeah, we're gonna pump! Alright, remember, sometimes it has a delayed effect. Sometimes it has a delayed effect. It looks kind of good. Oh na na na. Oh na na na. Oh na na na. Oh na na na. Here we go. Bitcoin gonna pump. 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 Here we go. Donald Trump. Here we go. Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go. Donald Trump. Yeah. About to pump. Here we go. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah, Bitcoin moving fast, about to blast straight into the grass. Next thing you know, all-time highs, got the green candles turning blue all up in my eyes. Can't try, cause we do it like fries. McDonald's opening your eyes just to see the prize. Then hopefully you realize can't take it away with my guys. Here we go, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, straight up Donald Trump. Here we go, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, straight up Donald Trump. Oh yeah, Bitcoin about to pump. Green candles turning up, straight up Donald Trump. Oh yeah, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, nah, 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 nah. Here we go, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, Bitcoin about to pump. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Yeah! Wow! Here we go, here we go! Alright. You guys can hear the treadmill. Alright. Look, I love all of you guys. God bless y'all. Thanks for being here. But we have a VIP live stream right now in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, starting pretty much right now after this stream. So head on over there. And we'll be continuing with this analysis, given a lower time frame setup, looking for a trade just like we took on Monday. So God bless everyone in Jesus' name. I'll see you guys later. Peace.